Hello. So we're going to be controversial. We have business models, and we are looking for funding, and we even like you. My name's Steve Coast. I started and run a thing called OpenStreetmap a few years ago, and this is Nick Black, my friend and business partner. Nick Black's background I'll leave to him, but I'm a failed physicist and computer scientist. And a few years ago, I started this company called ZXV, which I now share with Nick. Which was a software development and consultancy firm. We still do a bit of that, but we're very lucky to have a good seed funder for some of the stuff we're doing, who we got a few months ago, and we're about to launch our first thing tomorrow, as Nick will talk about. But I'm just going to tell you about OpenStreetmap first of all. OpenStreetmap came from this kind of data. This is data from a company called eCourier, who are a London-based courier firm, who we have a very good relationship through Christian. These guys drive around London delivering packages just like any normal courier, except they have GPSs on them so that you know where they are. So if you're sending someone something important, you know where it is because you know the courier is, right? And when you're delivering something, this person who signs for it at the other end, you get an email receipt with that signature because they signed for it on a PDA, not a little slip of paper that they're going to lose down the pub with your tickets or your very important flowers that you're delivering. As a byproduct of that, of these guys driving around London all day, they generate a lot of GPS data, which you're seeing in an animation that I made with a friend of mine called Tom Carden a few years ago. This is central London, Regent's Park, Hyde Park, this is the river, and this is one day here to here. So these guys wake up about 9 o'clock in the morning, they drive around, they break for lunch, which is that little pause, they drive around some more, then they go home or they go to the pub, and then about 11 o'clock, they go home from the pub, which is that little thing there, which is quite fun. So if you aggregate all this data together, then you can make a map. So you can see London. This is courier data. You can see the thickness of the line roughly represents how often they're going down it because GPS isn't perfectly accurate. You can also see economic activity. It's mostly north of the river and so on. You can see interesting things like the splodges are petrol stations and mosques, important things if you're a courier driver. But what we really do is we turn this stuff into maps. So this is London in October last year. We're a wiki-like system, openstreetmap.org. Anybody can edit it, just like Wikipedia. The idea is very much like Wikipedia. If you add a wrong street, then there are many eyeballs to figure that out and turn that data around. Geodata in the UK is very expensive, as in much of Europe and the US, because it's all owned by monopolies, and particularly in Europe by governmental monopolies. I'm going to show you some slides just animating the kind of progress we've had. Something like that. And then I'm missing the last couple of months. But to give you an idea, this idea down Weybridge was done by one person. Central London was done in a weekend by what we call mapping parties, where people get together and map. But we're not just in the UK, we're all over Europe, including Utrecht. So best way to have a look at OpenStreetmap is to go to the website and have a browse around our maps and see the community generating. We have about 8,000 users now. And a lot of the stuff that we're seed funded for is going to be around OpenStreetmap and open data in general. But at the moment, we're concentrating on something that we're launching tomorrow.
Thank you. So what I want to show to you tonight is the first product that we've developed, the first commercial product, and here we go. So it's called MapAm, and MapAm is location-based advertising. So what does location-based advertising do? Well, really surprisingly, it puts your adverts on the map. So I don't know if you can see here, but this is a map like the ones you see on all these sites all over the place, and this is an advert advertising a dog that's for sale. So you might go to a map, you see the advert, and you may well click on the advert. Our system is totally map agnostic, so you map API agnostic. It could be running off Google Maps, off Yahoo, Microsoft, Multimap. We can switch from one to the other. So whatever kind of map your site is running on, we can put adverts on that map. It's based off a federated system of advertising. So if you're an advertiser and you have a dog you want to sell, you come to mapam.com, you place the advert. You say, I have a dog to sell, he loves to wag his tail, I'm selling him for $10. You then, in this map window here, you locate the advert in the area that your dog's for sale. Say you live in central London, you put it over central London. Then you choose the price per click. So you say, for every person who clicks on this advert and gets redirected to my site, I'll pay 10 pence or 10 cents or whatever. And you only pay per person who clicks on the advert, and you choose how much it is you want to pay. So we're making it very, very easy to put adverts on your site and start earning money very quickly. So why are our ads better than having a normal banner ad? There's been advertising on the internet for a very long time. Well, banner ads take up a large amount of space, and space is of a premium on most map sites. Also, banner ads are not at all relevant to location. So you might get an advert that advertises something to do with the text on the site, but that's largely irrelevant to most of the people who visit the site. And finally, MapAm enhances the user experience by providing relevant information. I mean, this is why people go on the internet. They want to find out information about things, and MapAm helps you as a web host bring that information to your clients. So, who uses MapAm? Well, so far we have these guys as launch partners. Google Sightseeing, who are quite a big UK-based site. You don't go somewhere, you just go look at it on Google Maps. It's great. Nestoria, who many of you will probably heard of, are a UK-based property search engine. OpenStreetmap is going to be hosting our ads from tomorrow onwards. And also Places, who are a German-based social mapping startup. So, obviously, there's going to be some fallout from this, so what do the Map API providers think about this? Well, there are lots of other services also providing advertising on top of Map APIs, perhaps not explicitly as us. So I've already mentioned people like Nestoria. There are lots of property search engines, these people who put Craigslist on mash up Craigslist or Gumtree or whatever. These things are going on already. So we don't think that any of the main providers will have a problem with this. We're not breaching any of their terms and service, and as I've already mentioned, we can very quickly switch from one API to another. So if someone did have a major problem, we could switch to another provider. So that just about sums up MapAm. We're launching tomorrow morning, and we're very interested in talking to anyone who would like to advertise with us, anyone who would like to have MapAm ads on their site, or any VCs who might be interested. Thanks for listening.
Thanks very much. I guess we can take a couple of questions. One question I have immediately is, one thing I didn't understand is, can I put a little widget on my site and that actually effectively links to one of the maps, or is it just when I literally go to the maps I will see the advertisement, or am I missing something?
So you would put a widget on your site, and all it takes to have MapAm on your site is one line of JavaScript, and then it'll add our MapAm adverts to your Google, Yahoo, Microsoft Multimap or OpenStreetmap map that you already have on your site. Mm-hmm.
Do you think at some point advertisers who are providing the maps, the Map API providers, might get a bit pissed off, and is there anything technically that they can do to prevent you from using their APIs? Can you take this?
Will they get pissed off? If they were going to get pissed off, they should have got pissed off already, because a lot of people are putting advertising and doing all kinds of things with their terms of service that are breaking them. What we're doing is not even breaking the terms of service, but anybody who's allowing you to click on a map and derive work, that breaks the terms of service of Google and Yahoo and Microsoft Maps. I'm hoping that they're going to be quite friendly to us, because if they don't and they're in any way negative, then they're setting a precedent against everybody else who's doing advertising against maps. From the simplest of things, when you're mashing up Craigslist on top of Google Maps, which is advertising on a map, to all these people putting money behind property search companies, because all they're doing is advertising on top of maps. So it's a very dangerous precedent for them to set. And also, we're not publishing the adverts, we're the federating service, so the people, the end users, are the ones doing that.
One last thing, what's the URL?
Can anybody guess?
Mapam.co.uk.
MapAm, oh dear, mapam.com from tomorrow morning.